In 2026, a major shift in naval warfare strategy emerges, and its name is the Chinese YJ-18 long-range anti-ship cruise missile. Often compared to the Russian Kalibr missile family due to similarities in design philosophy, the YJ-18 is a hybrid missile that combines fuel efficiency, stealthy flight characteristics, and devastating terminal stage speed. The world's most advanced navies now view it as a weapon that stretches the limits of maritime defense and threatens even heavily protected carrier strike groups. At the start of its flight, the YJ-18 cruises at subsonic speed, slow enough to conserve fuel and maintain a long operational range, yet fast enough to stay ahead of early radar detection. But the true power of the YJ-18 is revealed only in the final seconds of engagement. As it reaches its terminal phase, the missile accelerates to supersonic speeds. Some estimates suggest up to Mach 2.5 to Mach 3. This sudden burst of speed makes defensive interception extremely difficult, even for advanced missile defense shields. A warship that detects the missile too late may not have time to react before impact. The YJ-18 is a dual-stage threat. Its long-range subsonic cruise allows it to approach a target silently and efficiently, sometimes traveling hundreds of kilometers based on platform deployment. Then, when the missile detects that it has entered its engagement zone, a high-energy rocket motor ignites, sending the missile into a violent sprint toward the target. This final acceleration makes the missile more than just a projectile. It becomes a fast-moving, unpredictable weapon capable of performing evasive maneuvers and terminal weaving, making tracking systems struggle to maintain a lock. The missile is described by some analysts as a sea-skimming phantom. Its low-altitude flight reduces radar visibility. It blends into ocean clutter, making radar waves bounce irregularly and confusing detection algorithms. The missile's active terminal seeker identifies the target during the final engagement phase, guiding itself without requiring further positioning data from the launcher. The YJ-18 doesn't just chase the target, it hunts. What makes the YJ-18 particularly dangerous is the flexibility of its launch platforms. Unlike missiles limited to one or two deployment options, the YJ-18 can be launched from multiple sources. China equips it on destroyers and frigates via vertical launch cells, allowing naval fleets to launch salvos. But perhaps the most threatening deployment method is submarine launch. A YJ-18 fired from beneath the ocean's surface is extremely difficult to detect. Submarines equipped with YJ-18 can move silently beneath hostile waters, choose the perfect launch moment, and fire without exposing their location. By the time a defending ship detects the launch, the missile could already be in its supersonic terminal sprint. In naval warfare, time equals survival, and the YJ-18 leaves almost none. The missile's destructive capability resides not only in its speed, but also in its warhead. With an estimated payload capable of crippling major naval vessels, the YJ-18 can penetrate hull plating and cause catastrophic structural damage. A single hit can render a modern warship inoperable. Multiple hits could sink it. The kinetic energy produced by supersonic impact alone, before detonation, can rip into a ship's critical systems, disable propulsion, destroy communication arrays, and neutralize weapon controls. The psychological impact is significant. Enemy fleets must consider whether entering a certain area means entering a kill zone. The YJ-18 also plays a key role in China's anti-access and area denial strategy. Instead of trying to outmatch an enemy fleet ship for ship, China focuses on missiles capable of dominating maritime zones. The idea is not necessarily to sink fleets, but to keep them far away. If carriers and destroyers must operate at extreme distance to avoid missile range, their effectiveness decreases significantly. Aircraft have to travel farther, patrol cycles shorten, and logistics become strained. The YJ-18 helps enforce a maritime wall, a barrier that rivals must consider before navigating contested waters. Behind the missile is an intelligence network of satellites, maritime aircraft, drones, and radar installations. Information gathered from these sources allows China to track ships across wide ocean regions. Targeting data is transmitted to launch platforms, allowing coordinated multi-missile strikes. In a simulated real-world attack, surface ships may fire first to force defenses to activate, followed by submarine-launched YJ-18 missiles, timed to arrive seconds later from a different direction. This overwhelms ship defense systems, increasing the probability of impact. The missile's logic is simple: force the enemy to defend and exhaust their resources. Inside military planning rooms around the world, the YJ-18 raises an uncomfortable question. If a missile can fly subsonic for range and then accelerate to supersonic for the kill, how do you build a defense system to counter both profiles at once? Interceptors optimized for supersonic threats waste energy against subsonic targets. Systems designed for subsonic threats react too slowly to supersonic terminal sprint. The YJ-18 exploits this weakness by combining both. It is essentially two missiles in one: a patient stalker and a sudden predator. In 2026, with continued upgrades and integration into newer submarines and destroyers, the YJ-18 stands as a critical tool in China's evolving naval doctrine. It marks a shift from traditional fleet engagements to missile-first maritime strategy. The future of naval conflict won't be decided solely by the size of fleets or the number of aircraft carriers. It will be shaped by who controls the engagement distance, who strikes first, and who possesses missiles that are too fast, too stealthy, and too intelligent to stop. The YJ-18 represents that new era. In the world of modern warfare, speed is no longer just a measurement, it is dominance. Range is no longer just a number, it is territory. And the YJ-18 is more than a missile. It is a line in the ocean, a line no fleet wants to cross.